Hello everybody, this is Sam Soto from Melodic Metal Suggestions and we are in another episode of Grow Your Opinion. In this occasion we have a band that I really like and we are very happy to have them with us. But first let me introduce you my friend Leo Mirabal. Hello Leoncito, how are you?
Very good, Sam. Thank you, and thanks everyone for being here. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and comment whatever you want to comment about the band, about the interview, or what you want to see here on Grow Your Opinion. So, I'm going to start really quick. Who is Red Moon Architect?
Red Moon Architect is a Finnish melodic doom metal band formed a bit over 10 years ago by me, Saku, and well, we are labeled often as a funeral doom metal band, but I think every album of ours is a bit different, and it goes from like melodic doom / death metal to more like funeral doom sound, like in our latest album, for example.
Yeah, that's something I realize is that every of your albums is very different. And doom metal is, you have metal, then you have so many subgenres, and every subgenre has a lot of roots and ramifications, and doom metal as well. It has a lot of ramifications. You can find a lot of kind of doom metal, and I think you tested it, every single one of them in all your albums. Every album is different. So whatever kind of doom metal you like, you will find it with the Red Moon Architect.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you like all of them, perfect even. So before we talk about your last release album, how does your creative process work today compared to the beginning, now that you are a more mature band?
It's really different in a way. When we started, this was my solo project, and I composed every song and recorded the most instruments by myself. And when we started to play live, then I got the musicians around me, and the band kind of formed. But nowadays, I also try to ask ideas and riffs for other band members and get more their influence in, and ask their opinions about which direction we should go with our songs. So that's changed. But of course, the creative process itself is pretty much similar when I start to compose songs.
Yeah. And is it like you have like a special kind of environment where you start composing, or you are just washing the dishes and then suddenly, I got this riff? Or do you have like a time for doing that?
Yeah, I do. And like for example, now I've been doing really good, so I haven't had any kind of inspiration to write any new songs, because every time when I compose music for this band, it always comes from my own feelings and what I'm going through at that moment of my life. So yeah, I may have months and months when I don't write any songs, and then comes the time when I feel like, yeah, now I should do something, and then it may be, in best case scenario, it's 2 weeks and the whole album is done. I mean, the demo phase that I've composed the songs may be done pretty quickly.
Yeah. And for example, in this last album, October Decay, when you were composing it, did you try to make like some kind of a concept album, or every song is very different from each other, or what can we see in this album?
I didn't plan it as a concept album, and some of the songs actually have years between them when I composed those, but somehow it just turned out kind of sounding like a concept album. Like it's,
Mm,
I personally I think it starts with one feeling,
yeah,
and then it just dwells in that same emotion from start to end.
correct.
So that wasn't the plan, but it kind of turned out as a concept album.
I see.
Right.
Mm?
So after performing several times, is there a particular culture of an audience that connected with you in an unexpected way?
We have mostly performed in Finland.
Mm.
There's only been one show outside of Finland, which I actually wasn't playing at. We had a filling drummer there. But I have to say that Tuska Festival in Helsinki, which I guess many people know around the world, that was a special gig for us. And maybe it's just because there were so many people, but still all the people were like a big family. Like it felt the the feeling in that festival and the mood is like everyone just feels so friendly and
Mm.
yeah, hard to explain, but
Yeah.
that has been in my mind many years.
Mm. And I have a question. For example, if what I notice in every single one of your album is that, for example, the last one is very, very atmospheric. Pretty much super atmospheric. The whole album is atmospheric. And for example, when you are composing for example, for this album, and then you start playing, and then some faster riff come to your mind, and it's like, okay, no, 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 wait, I want this album to sound like this, so I'm gonna save this riff for later. Is that something that you do, or is just that you already plan it to be atmospheric and then you just compose atmospheric, or how is it in your mind?
Uh, when I start to compose songs, I first come up with some idea. It may be a riff or some melody or just maybe a synth sound even that just resonates in me in some way, and then that mood kind of directs the creative process from that on.
Mm.
So if the mood is set from early stage to be somewhat atmospheric, then most likely the faster riffs won't come in my mind even. So I don't have to think like, oh no, this won't fit here because
Mm.
I'm not in that state of mind to write music anyway, if that makes any
Mm.
sense.
Yeah, I understand. Yes. Hmm? Very
Okay.
interesting. Very interesting because
Uh,
usually, sorry, Leoncito, usually
no.
when you get because I listen to a lot of doom metal. When you are listening to an album of a doom metal album, you can find, like, let's say you have eight songs. It's like you take one song from each one of your albums and you find it in one single album. You know, they usually make the songs so different from each other. And something that I really like from your albums is that you start one way and you continue pretty much the whole album like that way, and that makes it like very conceptual for me.
Yeah,
And I find it amazing because I think it's hard to just don't think on creating something else and just focusing in creating something like this, and it's gotta be hard. I mean, I don't see it easy.
yeah,
Maybe it's
that's
easy.
maybe that's because of the thing that I just said, that I let the mood of the first riff and after that even the first song kind of direct the whole process, and
Oh,
I'm
yes, yes,
always like I'm writing the full album, not individual songs.
correct. I see.
It's always your
Very-
vision is always all the album. It's completely that.
Yeah,
That's interesting, and
Yes.
that's actually really different because even if a band have want to do a conceptual album, they always have this way that's I wanna work song by song. But you know when you have this vision so so straight. It's changed a lot, and you can hear it. You can notice your
Yeah, yeah,
music,
yeah.
and that's amazing, actually. And looking ahead, what's something you still haven't done, and as a band that you have on your bucket list?
Mm, I don't know. I think the changes a lot. Uh, right now on my bucket list would be doing a lot faster and really different album than the one we just released.
Mm,
But I don't have any ambitions to tour outside Europe or something like that. I know many people have, but for
yeah.
me, it's always been just about writing the music and making the albums, and that's the kind of process I personally enjoy.
Mm, wow. And what about the other members of the band? Is it like have you ever discussed like oh, I would like to do this, I would love to do that, like going here, going there, or is it like the whole band is agree on okay, whatever happens, it happens.
Both, like we have talked, and all the other guys would like to play a lot more live shows and
Mm.
go on tours and etc. But at the same time, I'm leading this project, and they are all pretty much agreeing to me with that. Uh, if it happens, it happens. And
So
other
they
thing,
tend to respect what you want or what you feel.
yeah, but I also respect what they want.
Mm.
So if they want to play festival show in Germany, if someone would ask us to play there and we got the chance to do so, and I wouldn't want to go, then maybe we would figure out if they should still go with maybe another drummer
Mm.
and
I see,
things like
I
that.
see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. It's a different way to do things, and I like that you are. I can feel that you are very let's say you follow your principles. You have your principles. You follow your principles, and that's amazing. I mean, that's really good. Okay, so the next question is: if you could go back in time to the beginning, what would you tell to yourself? Like, okay, Saku, you have to do this different, or what about this, or what about that, or you are happy with every step.
I'm 100% happy with every step. I think everything I've done and we've done has been right at the time. And yeah, no regrets. Every album is
That's good.
every album is nice in its own way still, and even our first album, like it's not technically perfect. The songs maybe aren't that great, but then again, it was totally different time back then,
Mm.
and I like it. Like when I'm old and I look at our albums and listen to those, I can kind of hear the path that we have progressed on during the years, and I wouldn't change anything, even
Mm.
if I could.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
That's
nice.
good.
When you have the first album, when you have a band like yours that is a band for so many years and has so many albums, and you go back in time, you listen your first album, it has something like it's something like magic, as I say,
Mm.
and you can see your own evolution, and all the fans can hear all the evolution that you have, and when you have that, and when you have this fan that is hear you from the beginning and hear all the album, that's really nice, and that's a good process. So it's sometimes some people say, nah, I will tell to myself that maybe don't be so shy or don't be afraid. But it's good to know that some in some way you can say no
Yeah.
regrets, and that's nice. What's a message you like to leave with your fans listening right now?
Uh, I would like to encourage to listen albums, our album and all the other albums from start to end, from beginning to end.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
listening to whole albums, because nowadays when streaming and everything has changed the music business and the industry, and people are consuming more individual songs than albums, I think it's a bit, we have lost something in the way,
Mm,
because yesterday I was actually, I spent some time with my daughter, and I picked up some vinyl recordings from my living room and played some records to her in a way that I used to listen music back in the
mm,
day. Like you put the record on, you sit on the couch and you listen to the music
mm,
and just focus on the album and listen it from the beginning to the end. And you
mm.
get so much more out of that music.
Yeah.
So I would say people should try that more often.
Yeah. 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 We are living in a world where you just listen to singles,
Yeah,
and when the artists release the album, sometimes you just listen it once if you have the patience to listen the complete album.
yeah,
But yeah, you're totally right. That it's not like us, like when we were kids, that we played the cassette, and it was so painful just to forward the song to catch the next one, that you just keep it rolling, and it
yeah,
was normal for us. But now these kids, they want to live super fast, super
yeah,
fast. They just jump from one artist to the next one, and the problem is that they could miss a lot. Like you said, you could miss a lot if you don't listen to song number 6. Probably is the that could be your favorite song from the album, but you are just jumping it. So it's a waste. I mean, it's a shame that people is doing
Yeah.
that right now.
And in this case, in particular case, most of all, you can say, "Oh, I passed the the sixth song," but maybe the connection between the previous song and the next one that has some
Mm,
song special that you have to hear, and that's really
yeah, yeah,
nice. You know what?
yeah.
Sometimes it's not like, oh, I don't like too much this band, or I don't like too much this style, or I don't like too much all the songs. It's just like you say, we don't have the passion to sit down and hear
And hear the
all
song.
the
Yeah,
music, all
heard
the
it.
album, or
Yeah.
dedicate just 1 hour all attention to something, and
Yeah.
uh,
Eh,
that's
and
a big
okay,
shame.
Saku. Yeah. For example, when did your influences change it, like in a way, for example, between your albums, like okay, maybe for this album I was listening or to these bands or something, and then focus my weight on the composing in this way. uh, do you change the kind of music you are listening to in between albums, or you don't really mind or what you are listening at that moment, and you just do what you feel? That's very interesting for me. All that composing process.
yeah. I think it definitely has some influence on me. Like when I started the band and composed the first songs, Swallow the Sun was pretty much the only band I was listening from doom metal genre, and I think that can be some way heard in those songs. And then I started to go a little bit deeper into some other bands and got other influences from there. But I've also always listened so much different type of music and bands. My whole adult life I've been working as a studio producer,
Mm.
I'm doing albums for other bands as well, and listening to a lot of music that way. And I also listen to some jazz fusion stuff and all kinds of music outside metal.
Mm.
At some point, it may be synthwave or like anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to say where all the influences come
It's
from, but
coming from. Mm.
yeah, but I think it definitely has some effect for
Yeah,
every
correct.
one of us.
Something I really like from this last album is the voices. The voices, oh, I love it. Like the gear voice is super nice, and the guttural voice, that very particular doom metal voice, like like super guttural. I
Yeah,
really love it. It reminds me a lot when I used to listen. I think the first band that I listened, like kind of this style, it was Theater of Tragedy,
yeah,
and they used to have these two voices, like the very sweet girl voice and the very deep guttural voice. And when I listen to this album, I really love it because I really totally love Theater of Tragedy. And I'm not saying it's the same; it's totally different style, but the voices, the kind of voices, I really like it. And I wanna ask you, Saku, from this album, I know you just told us, and we also recommend you to listen to the whole album from beginning to the end. But if somebody wants to start to listen to you, like they haven't listened to the previous albums and they want to listen to this one, which song, if you have one, that you would like to recommend to the guys to start listening to from this album?
this is so hard question, but I think the easiest one is the one that we released as a single the 1st of October, because
Mm.
that's kind of easy to digest, in my opinion. It has everything that is essential to us and to that album. It has a pretty balanced mixture of both of our vocalists, and
Mm.
it's not too long, so even the kids nowadays can maybe listen it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be it.
Mm.
But my personal favorite from that album is Decay of Emotions.
Yes. Yes. I love that one. You destroy me with that one. I was listening to that one, and I was like, and usually I listen to the albums when I'm putting my baby to sleep,
Yeah,
because it's quiet. It's just the baby and me. I can listen to the headphones. My other daughter is already somewhere else, so I don't hear like background noise. That's when I can hear the music. So I was like with my son like this, and then that song started, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good, really
yeah,
really
thank you.
good. If I was, I think if I was like sad, I could start crying.
That's awesome.
Look, yeah, luckily I was okay. No, it's really great song. Decay of Emotion. It will decay your emotions, believe me. So you need to listen to that one. Yeah. So before we go, Taku, what are you working on right now? Are you preparing some gigs? Are you you said that probably you're not working on music and creating music right now, but what are you working on right now as a band?
As a band, nothing. We are just we just got this album out. We've been giving some interviews, and now we are
Mm.
looking into opportunities to maybe play some live shows.
Mm.
That would be nice. And I've also been writing some demos for new songs, but I don't know yet if I like them or
Mm.
not. They are quite
Mm.
different, so not sure. But yeah, basic stuff. And me personally, I'm mostly working with other bands right now.
Mm.
I have a death metal side project that we are working for the next EP with, and then I'm doing some things with Wolfheart and
Oh.
playing few acoustic gigs with Dawn of Solace.
Mhm.
I'm going to play some grand piano for a few shows with them. And yeah, we'll see.
Wow, amazing.
That's nice.
That's
That's
very
nice.
nice.
I really like
Okay.
to hear that project too.
Yeah. It sounds really interesting. Yeah, actually, you can send us more information later. We will love it. We can
Yeah,
follow up and see how we can help to promote it at least a little bit.
and
We'll
that
do
would
our
be
part.
awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, Leosito. Any message you wanna say to whoever listening to us before we go?
Yeah, I think that this is our time to sell. So I'm gonna start to sell our channel. So please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and comment whatever you think about the band, about the interview, or about what you want to see on your opinion. And Saku, please give us our social networks, where the people can find you and can hear your music, please. And also your work in general, not only from the band. If you have something that to promote, just
Yeah,
our
so
space is your space.
we are mostly active in Instagram
Mm.
and Facebook. You can find us as simple as Red Moon Architect.
Mm.
And I encourage everyone listening to check out new album if you like doom metal and want to hear something that is honest and not so overly produced as many
Mm.
of the metal albums nowadays are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So again, from my side, just to say goodbye, I recommend you to listen to Red Moon Architect. Actually, all of their albums, they are great. As I said, I love doom metal, and I love every one of their albums because they are really great. You can find every kind of doom metal style with Red Moon Architect. So I totally recommend you. And this last album is honestly is really relaxing. You need to find the right moment to listen to it because you don't need like a. You can reduce the background noise. Try to reduce it because you need to listen to every single detail. Because if you pay attention, you will find a lot of a small detail that is really nice. And Saku won't let me lie that you put a lot of small things there. It's like a lot of seasoning there in the songs. So I love it. And listen to that one, the KO emotion that will destroy you. Okay. So just to thank you, Saku, for your time. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your time and your life in the band. And for everybody else, listen to all of our
Thank you.
interviews. They are there. We have a lot of bands that you may like. And stay metal. Goodbye. Yeah, you
Bye
can
bye.
close.
Thank you.
Bye.